Alright guys, welcome back to Mr. Kyle's Backyard PE. Actually, I guess now it's the front yard PE. But today we're going to be working on some more soccer skills, basically breaking down a stationary kick. My friend Dalton's here to help. First off, I want us to be able to complete a stationary kick about 3 out of 5 times when we go over this later. We're going to give you some cues for this. It's going to be step, rock, and roll, and I'll break that down in a little bit. And I want us to think about these cues while we're doing this activity. It really helps if you think about it as you're doing it, and then as you practice it more, you don't have to think about it as much, and then it'll become second nature. This is a very fundamental skill in soccer, and you can build a lot of other skills off of this. So this will be a great lesson, and we have a lot of fun. So go ahead and pause this video when you're ready, and then we'll get on to task 1. Alright guys, so this is going to be task 1. What we're going to do is we're going to have a stationary kick just to a wall. You can go any wall you want. This is easy, really easy job at home because you can do it outside with your mom, brother, dad, sister, dog, whoever. So we're going to break down our cues first, and what these cues are going to be are really easy steps to help you master this technique. So what we're going to go with, we're going to go step, rock, and roll. So that is our basic 3-step part. Your step is your plant foot beside the ball. Make sure you plant that plant foot equal to the ball and towards your target. Your rock is going to be, you're going to load up your plant foot or your kicking foot. Dalton, in this case, is right-footed. So his plant foot is going to be his left foot, and his rock foot is going to be his right foot, his kicking foot. And then finally, our roll. Our roll is our follow-through through the ball. Go ahead. And that's going to be our main shot. So try it one more time. We're going to go step, rock, and roll. Awesome. All right, so one thing to remember about when you're doing this is, remember our plant foot is towards the target and in line with the ball. Our rock foot is going up, and then our plant foot, or our kicking foot follow through is our roll, all right? So go ahead and pause this video, and I want you guys to try this out. Go ahead. All right, guys, so one thing you can really do that I see a lot of people struggle with is their plant foot and the placement of their plant foot. If you place your plant foot too far in front of the ball or too far behind the ball, your body's going to be off center and you're not going to get a clean contact on the ball. So what I really want you to focus on is having that plant foot directly beside the ball and in line with your target. If your plant foot is too wide of an angle towards somewhere else, you're going to square your shoulders up the wrong way. So what I want us to all practice this again, but let's focus on that plant foot and keeping your plant foot in line with the ball and facing your target. Try to go ahead, Dalton. Step, rock, and roll. Perfect. So, try it again. See again. Step, rock, and roll. If you're really struggling with this and you need to kind of make it easier for yourself, what I want you to do is I want you to really slow down, think about our cues, our step, rock, and roll, okay? And I want you to really focus and think about this as you're doing it. Make it into a sequence in yourself. You're going to step, you're going to rock, and you're going to roll. Make sure we're kicking the ball with the inside of our foot, right here on the inside of your foot, to make sure you're getting clean contact every time. And if you do the same way every time, eventually it'll build up in your head like muscle memory. All right, so one more time, we're going to do step, rock, and roll. Remember, really slow it down if you're having a lot of trouble with it. That being said, if you're doing really well and you want more of a challenge, you can go ahead and back up the ball. Go ahead and back it up a little bit, back it up. And I want you to use your non-dominant foot if you're comfortable with that. So now Dalton's going to switch it up. His plant foot is going to be his right foot. His rock foot is going to be his left foot. And then he's going to follow through again with that shooting foot, that left foot. All right, that was really great. So, like I said, if you need help, slow it down, think about it. And if you want to make a challenge, try your non-dominant foot. All right, guys, so now real quick, we're going to play a little game, a little application at the end of this task. What we're going to do is I'm going to time you guys for 1 minute, and we're going to see how many times we can successfully kick back to the wall and back to ourselves within 1 minute, all right? Keep in mind our cues when we're doing this, our step, rock, and roll. Make sure our plant foot is in the right spot, beside the ball, and in line with our target. And make sure we're following through with that kicking foot. All right, Dalton, you ready? Let's go ahead and try it. If you notice, each time he's having his plant foot in the right spot, he's following through with his rock and his roll foot, and he's doing a really good job of trapping that ball when it comes back to him. So one thing you can do while you're doing this, I really want you to don't feel rushed while you're doing this. Think about these cues in your head, our step, rock, and our roll. And I promise it'll make it a lot easier, okay? So like I said, you're going to do this for 1 minute, and go ahead and pause this video whenever you're ready to go, and time yourself for 1 minute. Have your mom, dad, sister, brother, cat, whoever wants to time you. Go ahead and do that for 1 minute, all right? All right, guys, that was awesome. Now we're going to take a quick break, go and grab some water, and pause this video, and then we're going to get into task 2, all right? All right, guys, this is going to be task 2. So now we're going to stay with our kicking, but now we're going to add a target in. And what I really want you to focus on is keeping our cues. You see I've got my target right here. You can use this. You can use anything you can around the house, really. Pillows, cones. This time I just happen to have pylons here. And find a wall, the same wall, hopefully, that you've been kicking with earlier. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on our cues of step, rock, and roll, but also want to add into the fact that we need to keep our eyes on our target and our bodies need to be facing our target. And what that'll help with is our aim and our contact with the ball. So like I said earlier with our plant foot, if you keep that plant foot beside the ball and facing your target, you'll do a really good job of keeping your body squared up and you'll hit your target every time, okay? So what I want you to do is go ahead and pause this video when you're ready, but I want you guys to practice kicking against your wall, get your target set up, all right? Let's demonstrate it one more time real quick. So we're going to go step, rock, and roll, facing our target. That's a really good job. Go ahead and do it again. Nice job. So one thing I want you to focus on, like I said, is keep those eyes up on your target. Your plant foot needs to be beside the ball, directly in line with your target, so that way your body's squared up. And go ahead and pause this video and we'll get ready for task 2. Alright guys, if you're doing really well with this and you're having a lot of fun, but you want more of a challenge, I got something for you. What I want you to do is go ahead and try with your non-dominant foot. So Dalton's right-footed, so right now he's going to try with his left foot. So he's going to keep going. You're going to basically just switch up your feet. Your right foot is now going to be your plant foot, and your rock and roll foot is going to be your left foot, your non-dominant foot. If you're doing well with those, and you're still hitting the target every time, go ahead and back up. And you can use whichever foot you want. You can use your right foot if you want, and your left foot. Just back up, and it'll make it a lot harder. One thing you need to remember, though, if you're doing this from a farther away, remember that power. You're going to have to kick it with a little more force than you would if you were normally at your first distance. Okay? He's doing a great job. He's doing his cues every time. If you notice, his kicks are the exact same every time because he's got his plant foot, he's got his rock foot, and he's got his roll foot. One thing that a lot of people tend to have a problem with when they're doing this is their follow through. So Dalton, come up to the front real quick. A big part of your soccer kick is going to be your follow through because if you just stab at the ball and leave your foot there, you're not going to get really good control. So what I want you to do is I want you to focus on your follow through. So he's going to step, he's going to rock, and he's going to roll. You roll all the way through the ball. Your foot needs to go past the original spot where the ball was. So if you see your ball is right there, his plant foot is going to sit beside it, and his roll foot is going to go past it. So that's one thing you need to work on. So let's try this again real quick. Pause the video when you're ready. And I want you guys to really focus on your follow through foot needs to go past the ball because that's how you're going to get better control and better accuracy with your ball. All right? So go ahead and pause the video and we'll get into task 2. All right, guys. So if you're having a hard time getting this down, getting your target down, what I want you to do is take a second, slow down, remember our cues, and it's really important that you get that plant foot down and correctly placing the ball. So we're going to show right here with Dalton. We're going to show facing you, that way you can see what it's supposed to look like against the target. So Dalton's right-footed, so his plant foot is going to be his left foot. So he's going to go ahead and set that plant foot up. Notice his plant foot is directly beside the ball and in line with the ball, and his target is facing directly in front of him. So that's the main key feature that I want you guys to focus on for this next part, especially when we're dealing with a target. So go ahead and face your target now. Go ahead and set it back up. So his plant foot is going to be his left foot because that's his non-kicking foot. He sets it up. He rocks, and then he rolls. So your plant foot is probably the most important part of this beginning part of the drill because it really sets up your entire body for your shot. So what he's going to do, try it again, he's going to step, he's going to rock, he's going to roll. So that's the part I really want you to focus on if you're having a hard time. All right, guys, one last thing before we go today. We're going to play a quick game. I want to see how many times that Dalton can kick the ball into his target in a row in under 1 minute, all right? So, when you're ready at home, get your mom, dad, brother, sister, cat, gecko, whatever you want. Get a watch, time yourself for 1 minute, and I'm going to see how many times you can successfully kick the ball into the goal. Keep in mind our cues when we're doing this. We don't want you to go too fast and mess up your kicks. I want you to remember that step, rock, and roll as we're going with this, okay? If you do that, it'll make it a lot easier for you guys to get more kicks successfully in a row. All right, ready? Ready, and go. guys, thanks for that awesome lesson. Dalton had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun too. Hopefully you did. I hope we all met our goal of our target kicks as well as our stationary kicks. Hopefully you guys were able to do it 3 out of 5 times successfully with our cues. And I hope you guys scored a lot in that 1 minute we did. I think we did a great job hopefully remembering our cues. Our step, rock, and roll, that's super fun, super easy to remember. And next week, we're going to get into some more soccer skills. We'll do some dribbling and then some target passing. So like I said, this was an awesome lesson today. Thank you guys for your participation, and I'll see you next week.